What a headshot! What a head!
How's it, guys? This is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be taking you through my very own chip strategy from now to the end of the season. So yes, that time of the season is upon us. The chip usage is going to be off the charts, and you know what that means. It's going to be the clutch time to improve that rank. So what I decided to do is give you guys an update on my chip strategy. Now we're going into double game week 25, blank game week 26. I think that you guys have to refine your strategy and basically decide on one. And that's exactly what this video is going to be all about. So I'll be going through the overall game week schedule, detailing the doubles and the blanks coming up, when to use the chips in what game weeks, and what chips I'm going to be using in what specific game week, as my strategy might actually help out you guys. So I'll be going through the planning and the mindset kind of changes. And once you guys do that for your own specific teams, you'll be able to lock down a strategy like I have in this video. So if that's something you guys are interested in, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So the first talking point, what's mine is yours, question mark, just relates to the chip strategy and how it's very subjective and very team based. So my strategy might not be what you guys are looking for. So the first big difference might be the fact that if you've already used the bench boost, the triple captain, or the free hit, I have every single chip for the second half of the season still in my back pocket. So if you guys have less chips, your strategy obviously might differ. But the second reason is the fact that your team is going to look different to mine unless you are one of my legend members where your team looks similar. Maybe you have a full team for blank game week 29 and don't have to use a chip then, versus maybe I have to. So just remember that the chip strategy is super situational. I know it might sound quite cliche to be honest, but unfortunately it's the truth. So what I'd recommend doing is kind of taking the information in this video, absorb it, see how I kind of plan my team and my chip strategy, then take your own team and do the exact same thing, and you might actually land up with better chip placement than myself. Now as always, if you guys have any dilemmas, comment them down below or my Discord server. I think it's the second link in the description. Always here to try to help you guys out and improve. But as long as you guys remember that this is my own plan and it might not be your plan, this video is going to be super valuable. So the first big talking point and kind of the context setter is going to be the game week schedule. I'm going to show you guys from double game week 25 to the deadline of game week 38, from now to the end of the season and when the doubles and the blanks might happen. Now as always, go check out Ben Krellin as I'll be using his graphic on screen right now. The double and blank absolute guru, but I'm pretty sure you guys know that. So as you guys can see, from game week 24, game week 25's double, blank game week 26 all the way to game week 38. Now's really the most clutch part of the season to improve your rank. So what I'll be doing here is detailing the confirmed doubles and the kind of likely doubles and the likely blanks, and how that's going to affect our chip strategy. So the first thing is double game week 25. As you guys know, a small double game week, but it packs a punch. Man City and Liverpool both of the double game week, and these teams are super popular. Then heading straight into blank game week 26, Liverpool have a blank game week, so that's the first thing to take note of, is don't stock up on these Liverpool assets and then expect to not take hits, as a full team in game week 26 might be quite hard to get. Then we lead into double game week 28, the confirmed double for Bournemouth and Luton, both great fixtures for the two of them. Then the biggest blank game week 29 is going to be a massive one. As you guys can see, think about 4 fixtures currently confirmed that might rise to 5 or 6, but definitely the biggest blank of the season. Then game week 34 is going to be a slight blank game week, but a nice little small double game week, before the biggest double game week of the season, game week 37. So I'm going to actually come back to this graphic. All I want to show you guys is the kind of context and the background of the game weeks. This is going to be integral to kind of choosing when to use the chips. So let's go over when I'm planning to use my own. So the first chip I want to talk about is probably the most confirmed chip activation currently. That's going to be the triple captain. As you guys would have seen in my transfer plan, I'm planning to use it this game week on Erling Haaland for Chelsea and Brentford at home. Now there's a bit of a debate between the bench boost and the triple captain. Seen some people kind of wildcard in game week 24, game week 23. Obviously your bench looks absolutely stacked. You guys can use the bench boost then. But for my own specific squad, the triple captain's the best kind of strategy. Now I do think there might be some credit behind the fact this might be the best triple captain game week of the season, as anytime Erling Haaland has a double, you gotta pay attention. Now if you guys want a triple captain another game week 28 might be a good one. It's Dom Solanke, Sheffield United at home, Luton at home. From a fixture point of view, definitely the best double of the season. Now the only thing I have concerns about is this is Bournemouth versus Man City. It's Erling Haaland versus Dom Solanke. Not kind of downing Solanke anymore, but I think you guys will agree Erling Haaland's a much better FPL asset. And Man City at the end of the day are just the better team. Now Man City might have another double game week further in the season, maybe game week 34, maybe game week 37. But the thing about those game weeks is, remember the current situation, maybe Erling Haaland's injured, there might be some rotation around some Champions League games, whereas Man City played tonight in the Champions League, and we'll get enough information about the triple captain for Game Week 25. So it's a simple debate, what's in front of us versus what's in the future. Maybe the Game Week 37, Game Week 34 double is a lot better, but what's in front of us is a massive opportunity to activate the chip. Now, if you guys obviously want to bench boost, the Game Week 28 double for Dom Solanke is perfectly fine for the triple captain, or if you guys want to postpone it for Game Week 34, 37, that's 100% fine. But if you're not using a chip this game week, please consider using the triple captain, because this might be a great opportunity. Now, of course, the debate's going to come up about effective ownership. Erling Haaland's ownership is sky high, the most owned player in the game probably. So does triple captaining him take away from points potential? Now, the only thing that it kind of has a downer on is differential ability. Always say this, if you guys want to captain or triple captain differential, obviously the points gains are going to be a lot. But if Erling Haaland gets a hattie in both games, I'm pretty sure you won't be crying about differential points. So a nice way to think of this is, do you think Erling Haaland scores more points this week than maybe a Dom Solanke in Game Week 28? If the answer is yes, then I would still triple captain Erling Haaland, as that's your best triple captain opportunity. So what I would try and do is remove the effective ownership from it. I would simply look at points potential. So use a triple captain whenever you guys think the player is going to score the most points. So just to confirm, as long as there's no injury tonight in the Champions League for Man City, Erling Haaland will be my triple captain for Game Week 25. And as mentioned, if you guys aren't bench boosting, I'd heavily consider it as well. But now let's go back to the game week schedule, because the future kind of chip usage is going to be a little bit flexible. And that's obviously going to be the bench boost, the free hit, and the wildcard. So the first trip I want to talk about is going to be the potential free hit. I think that you guys can use this in two different strategies. The first one is more of a defensive approach. That's going to be a blank game week. And I think Game Week 29 is the perfect week to do this. So as already mentioned, I think 4 fixtures currently, 5 potentially for blank Game Week 29. So the chance that you have a full starting 11 is not that likely. So what you then can do is maybe avoid this game week. Don't plan for it. Simply use the free hit chip when the game week arises and get yourself the best starting 11 as possible. I do consider that a more defensive approach as mentioned, because I think the ceiling is going to be limited, but the chances that your free hit squad is probably going to outperform the team that you originally had. Then what you guys can do is the second approach, the aggressive approach, and use it in a double game week. You can get the best starting 11 of double game week players as possible, and that's why it's considered more aggressive, as you are targeting some double game weeks. The 2 game weeks I would kind of pencil in is either blank Game Week 29 or double Game Week 37. The added bonus about 37 is the fact that this is the second last game week of the season. Let's just say that Man City have already wrapped up the title, the Champions League spots are wrapped up, the relegation battle is also wrapped up. You might be able to account for some heavy rotation in the second last game week of the season. So what you guys can just do is decide your approach, maybe look at your squad, plan from now till Game Week 29, just see how many players you guys have currently. And if you have 2 or 3, you might want to consider using the chip. So when you guys use the free hit, it's going to be quite integral to your wildcard strategy, which is going to be the next chip that we speak about. So currently in my mind, I've got 2 strategies that I'm currently looking at. The first one is going to be a little bit of an earlier wildcard. It's going to be around Game Week 27. The reason for that is that the FA Cup next round is played before Game Week 27. So we'll know the blank Game Week 29 fixtures by the Game Week 27 deadline. So what you then can do is kind of have a little bit of a reaction. You can either choose to use the free hit chip in Game Week 29, or you can prepare yourself with the wildcard. But now's where you guys see where the free hit placement might be quite integral. The other plan that I'm slightly leaning more towards is using the wildcard, maybe Game Week 30 or Game Week 31. What you can then do is dead end into blank Game Week 29. When I say dead end, basically what I'm saying here is just consider that game week as 1. You're going to get in players that have a good fixture in that game week, because the next week you're going to wildcard anyways. So once again, to repeat myself, the first strategy is to wildcard in Game Week 27, whereas the second one, which I'm more likely to do, is wildcard around Game Week 30 or Game Week 31. And I'm going to show you now why I'm currently favoring Game Week 31. So what I want to talk to you guys about is going to be the blank Game Week 29, and as mentioned, not a lot of fixtures will be happening in this game week. So the 4 teams that I'll probably be targeting are going to be Luton, Spurs, Aston Villa, and West Ham. So what I've then done is I've showed you the game week schedule from Game Week 26 to Game Week 31. And as you guys can see, all teams have a fixture in blank Game Week 29. So Luton and Nottingham Forest at home, Spurs have Fulham away, and the final 2 teams play each other, so you're probably hoping for lots of goals. Now the reason I want to showcase this is I think that you guys should look at Game Week 30 versus Game Week 31, and the reason I'm currently favoring Game Week 31 is the majority of these teams have a good fixture in Game Week 30. So for example, you're probably going to have about 3 Spurs assets by the Gameweek 29 deadline. Then in Gameweek 30, they have Luton at home. That's a great game on the cards. Same could be said about Aston Villa. We probably all own Ollie Watkins. What you then can do is avoid these assets in Gameweek 31 when you use the wildcard. Luton have Arsenal, Aston Villa have Man City, and West Ham have Spurs. So I know that you guys might not be basing your squads on these teams, but I do think you'll probably have a majority of these squads in your Gameweek 29 team. And that's why I think Gameweek 31 is the better wildcard week for the fixture swings. There might be other squads here that you guys also target, but I think these 4 are probably going to be the majority. And I think the logic holds for all 4. Now I want to go back to the actual game week schedule once again. Sorry for kind of flip-flapping between these slides, but I think you'll understand why. Now let's look at the squads at the top of your screen: Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. So the most important is going to be the top 2 teams, Man City and Arsenal. These squads actually play each other in Game Week 30, and therefore this game might not have the highest ceiling. But then look after that, from Game Week 31 to Game Week 38, you probably want a triple up of both these sides. So you can then bring those players in that you took out for blank Game Week 29 straight back into your wildcard squad. I think that Arsenal and Man City will be right up there in the title race, and therefore could have really strong ends to the season. If you guys kind of go to the 4th team there, you can also see Aston Villa. They've got Man City, then Arsenal in Game Week 33 might be the time to jump off of them. And you probably own 3 of them because of that blank Game Week 29 fixture. I just feel like the fixture swings in Game Week 31 are much better than Game Week 30. You can avoid that Arsenal vs Man City game, have a triple up of both those teams next game week. Overall, the planning just looks a lot better. So basically what we plan now is the triple captain in double Game Week 25, the wild card in Game Week 31 probably. So that leaves the bench boost and the free it. So those 2 chips will be used on the last double game week / blank game weeks of the season. Currently feeling the Game Week 37 free it a bit more because of that flexibility. Always like to use the wild card and the bench boost as close to each other as possible, so therefore Game Week 34 probably will be the week I use the bench boost, unless my team looks solid one of the other game weeks. I just feel like this strategy right now is the most planned out, the most flexible one in my opinion. What this allows me to do is dead end into blank Game Week 29 instead of a respective team for Game Week 30, then jump on those fixture swings come Game Week 31. Then using the bench boost come Game Week 34, that's enough of a closer window, and then using the aggressive free it to get the best starting 11 in Game Week 37 as possible. As mentioned, super flexible strategy, I really like this one, but comment down below what your chip strategy is at the current moment. Maybe yours is better than mine, I don't know. I think this one is quite flexible, I like it a lot, but nothing's set in stone and there might be changes as the game weeks progress. But as mentioned, I do feel like that you guys should kind of refine your strategy at the moment, but definitely consider the triple captain in Game Week 25. But this is going to conclude my update to my chip strategy. As mentioned, comment down below what your strategy is at the current moment. Always like to see what you guys are thinking, and is there any strategy that's out the box? But this is basically going to wrap up the video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like if you did and subscribe if you have subscribed yet. And I'll be seeing you guys for the team selection coming up shortly. But for the time being, I'm going to sign off. It's been Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers, bye.